far? Did Arizona go too far?
Yeah, they did, and that'll be straightened out. And as you know, it's all about states' rights. That'll be straightened out. And I'm sure that the governor and everybody else are going to bring it back into reason, and that will be taken care of, I think, very quickly.
What do you think about Florida?
Florida's probably maybe going to change also. See, it's all about it's the will of the people. This is what I've been saying. It's a perfect system. So for 52 years, people have wanted to end Roe v. Wade to get it back to the states. We did that. It was an incredible thing, an incredible achievement. We did that, and now the states have it, and the states are putting out what they want. It's the will of the people. So Florida's probably going to change. Arizona's going to definitely change. Everybody wants that to happen. And you're getting the will of the people. It's been pretty amazing when you think.
New inflation numbers came out this morning showing inflation going up more than what economists were expecting. Do you believe there's any chance inflation gets under control between now and November?
Biden has totally lost control of inflation. It's back. It's raging back. The number today was very high, very bad. It's actually much higher because they exclude various categories. It's actually much higher than that. The number is out of control. Biden has no idea what the hell he's doing. He's the worst president in the history of our country. And I have something, but I have some good news. Where's Brian Jack? This is a man I've known for a long time. He's running in Georgia 3. He's going to be a fantastic congressman. District 3, Brian Jack. Very simple name. Don't put him around. You can do it either way. Jack Brian or Brian Jack. He's a great guy. He's been with me for 7 years. He's always wanted to run for Congress, and this is where he was born, where he grew up. He knows it well. He loves the people. He will be fantastic. You know who Brian is? You do now.
Let's talk about it.
Can we talk? Hey, how you doing?
There's another Brian.
Let's talk about it.
How do you vote you? When it comes to the attempt to remove Lonnie Willis from the election interference case, and now your appeal, how do you feel like that's going to go? Are you confident that it will be resolved?
Well, I think that case has been totally discredited. It was a money-making scheme on behalf of her and her lover, Wade, Mr. and Mrs. Wade. And I think the case has been totally discredited. I would hope it seems to be. And we'll see how that is. The one in New York was totally discredited. Every legal scholar said they have something. It's a horrible thing, but it's election interference. It's all run by the White House. Every one of the cases that you mentioned, as an example, anyway, every single case is being run. Civil, criminal, it's election interference because Joe Biden can't put two sentences together. He can't find the stairs off the stage. Joe Biden is using this to try and get elected, and it's a shame.
Let's talk about it.
So far, it's backfiring, you know, because we just had polls come out, and frankly, they're the best polls I've ever had. This is a disgraceful thing. This is a third world country, but that's what it is. That's what we have to do. It's all coming out of the DOJ. A thing like this has never happened before. You're trying to protect the man who's grossly incompetent and the worst president in the history.
What do you say to Republican voters? How about campaign money? He's already talked before. How about money? Campaign money. The RNC has been trailing Democrats on campaign fundraising. You're here in Georgia to raise money. Are you going to be able to catch up to Democrats when it comes to campaign cash?
Well, I'm not working very hard on this. We did 52 million the other night, which is an all-time record, I do believe. I think we did 24, and we did 52, and we did it very easily. I didn't need 3 presidents. I did it myself. I didn't need so-called stars. We did it ourselves. The Republican Party has a lot of money coming into it. It's coming in small donations, $61 average. We did some large donors the other night. We broke the all-time record, 52 million. We don't need the money that they. If you remember Hillary Clinton, I had about 1/3 the money that she had, and who won? I'm not exactly sure who won. So we don't need the same kind of money that they need. They need more money because they take care of poor politicians. They hand it out like it's gravy. And you know, when you look at what they did with Zucker bucks and with the lock boxes and everything else, it's really a disgrace. We don't need nearly the money that they need. In Florida, as an example, I put up a very small amount of money. They put $300 million into Florida. I put peanuts into Florida, and I won by 2 million votes. So we don't need the same money that they need. Plus, I had a great 4 years, and Biden has one of the worst presidencies in history, destroying our country. Between Israel and October 7th, that should have never happened. Ukraine and Russia should have never, ever happened. That was something Russia would have never attacked Ukraine if I were president. The inflation is out of control, and now it's out of control again. They brought down the rate so fast because they want to get elected. And it's not going to work out this
Have you
way.
called Netanyahu? Have you spoken to Prime Minister Netanyahu? Obviously, the White House is issuing its stark warning. Do you think that the U.S. is not doing enough to show support for Israel, or are you going to go?
Biden has totally lost control of the Israel situation. He has abandoned Israel. He's totally abandoned Israel. And frankly, you know, he's a low IQ individual. He has no idea where he is and who he's supporting. He doesn't know if he's supporting the Palestinians, but he knows one thing. He is not supporting Israel. He has abandoned Israel. And any Jewish person that votes for a Democrat or votes for Biden should have their head examined.
What do you say to Republicans who feel disappointed about your statement on abortion? What do you say to Republican voters who feel disappointed about your statement on abortion?
Oh, I think they're very happy with my statement because we brought it into what it was. It was always about states' rights, and we brought it there, and everybody's very happy. With the exception of a few people, individual people that have their own agenda, people are very happy with my statement on abortion. And you'll see it'll look right. Everything about abortion, it was all about bringing it back to the states. Every legal scholar, everybody from the Democrats and Republicans, they wanted to bring it back for 53 years, bring it back to the states. I did that, and now each individual state, they're all working it out. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to be voting for Brian Jack, this man right here who's running for Congress, District 3, and he's going to be in Georgia. And he's going to be a big-time politician, and he loves our country, and he loves Georgia.
Can we talk about your poll numbers, Mr.
Can we
President?
ask you, how do you feel about Bonnie Willis staying on your case?
Well, she shouldn't be on our case. She's been totally discredited. It's shocking that she's on our case. Her lover was thrown off the case, and she should be thrown off with it. Bonnie Willis did this to get vacations. I mean, you take a look at the kind of money. And by the way, she never paid him back in cash. And if she did, she's got a bigger problem because you can't do that. That's really, she said she took campaign cash and paid him back. You're not allowed to do that. So either way, that's a crime. She's a criminal. So Bonnie Willis has been totally discredited. That case should end. And I think it's a big insult to Georgia that the case is going forward. I don't know if it's going forward. Nobody knows that. But if it does go forward, it's a big insult to Georgia. She is a corrupt individual. He was corrupt. She was corrupt. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. And I suspect that case is going to be terminated because it has absolutely no credibility.
Hey, Mr. President, let's talk about your polling numbers nationally. You're just crushing Biden. It continues to go up. Thoughts on that?
He just said, I'm crushing Biden in the polls. That's true. I appreciate that question. Thank you. Brian, thank you very much. We are doing great in the polls. We have a campaign because they have no policies. The people are destroying our country. They're coming in by the millions and millions and millions. They have no policies that are good. Between Afghanistan, high taxes, big inflation, everything they do is bad. They want to quadruple everyone's taxes. There's no way that a man like this should be even allowed in government. As far as I'm concerned, he's a criminal. And what he's doing with this weaponry of the Justice Department, every single trial that you read about and that you report about, and generally fairly, every one of these trials is run by the DOJ and the White House. Every single one, including Fani, because her lover spent 8 hours, I think her lover Wade, spent 8 hours at least on numerous occasions each day working and coordinating with the White House. How do we hurt Trump so that maybe Biden can eke out a victory? I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the people are going to stand for it. I'm sure the people aren't going to stand for it. These people have weaponized government. They've weaponized the Justice Department. They've done something that nobody has ever done before in this country. It's done a lot in third world countries and banana republics, never in this country. And so far, based on the polls that came out today and over the last fairly long period of time, if you look back over the last 4 or 5 months, I'm leading every single poll, and I'm leading them by a lot. We are a nation in decline. Biden is the worst president in the history of our country. He's corrupt and he's incompetent. He can't put two sentences together. And I think we're going to have a tremendous victory. I predict that November 5th, will go down as the most important day in the history of our country. That's Election Day. It's going to be the most important day and moment in the history of our country. We're going to close up our borders, and we're taking all of the criminals out, because many of the people that came in, they came from jails, they came from insane asylums and mental institutions, many terrorists, many drug dealers at the highest level. They're all coming into our country. I predict that November 5th, it's all going to turn around. We're going to get our country back. This incompetent man that's president, he's a terrible person. He's a terrible president. He's a Manchurian candidate if you look at him, because he gets money from everybody. He's a Manchurian candidate. I predict that Biden is going to be gone. It's 6 months now. That's all we have. But 6 months is a long time, because the damage he can do in 6 months, he's done more damage than the 10 worst presidents in the history of our country. There has never been anybody that's damaged our country like crooked Joe Biden. So I predict November 5th, the most important day in the history of our country. And it's going to be Christian Visibility Day. Christian Visibility Day. Christians are going to come out and they're going to vote like never before. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much. Thank you.